Yeah, but
Space.
they heard you, DJ,
The
and then
boundary
me.
of human achievement. The new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
In a few moments, you will have an experience which will seem completely real. It will be the result of your subconscious fears transformed to your conscious awareness. Warning, this tape must not be played by government personnel. It can be extremely harmful and result in severe trauma. You have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat.
I miss these logos. I have no idea who I stole that from, by the way. Blowing up the Earth.
Lexi, tell us something interesting.
Okay.
Super Bowl commercial.
The Earth is flat, and a witch stole his pants.
No, that's a
Flat
Super
Earth
Bowl
expert
commercial.
Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
This was not a Super Bowl
Technically,
commercial.
the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with SportsBet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. SportsBet's new iPhone app. It's
Hold on.
foolproof.
I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it.
Holy
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoop?
It's a flat world after all.
Smoke weed every day.
It's definitely the triple digits, but I don't know exactly. It's a ridiculous number.
It's Paige. She's sleeping.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the peanut gallery is just tired. Out of popcorn, out of Coke, out of F's to give. Just waiting for the world to do whatever. Welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark.
Line
if you can't find it,
unmuted.
well, you're just not very good at the internet. Currently, this show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And yes, Caroline, if it is not August 6th, 2024, the year of the Wood Dragon, then you are listening to a rerun. Don't forget this show can be found on BitChute and Bradion, Rockfin, and Rumble. YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth. It is just the beginning. Quote of the day goes exactly like these three quick things. I can't help with responses on elections and political figures right now, when asked about the recent assassination attempt. While I would never deliberately share something that's inaccurate, I can make mistakes. So while I work on improving, you can try Google search. Who said that? Google chatbot yesterday. This one, people who were on my radar this week. Michelle Obama, Pete Buttigieg, Josh Shapiro, and Mark Kelly. You know who wasn't on my radar? Tim Walz. This is how you don't write a good story. And last one, you'll know this one. First off, anyone can sue anyone at any time. That does not make the lawsuit true. And in this case, it's not. Who said that? Logan Paul. Because he's getting sued by everyone. And we'll talk about it. Patricia Steer is on vacation this week, so my special guest host for the evening is the always delightful DJ Curious, sitting pretty in L.A. Hey, DJ, what's happening, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's another fine Tuesday, and I get to spend it with you.
Ooh. Thank you.
I compliments, by the way, on two things you have there. One are the always stylish dot matrix glasses, which I'm jealous as hell, and I'm going to get a pair before it's over. I swear to God. Oh. And the other is the leopard shirt. Where'd you acquire that nice little number?
Well, you know, this isn't All Saints. Just a little summer shirt for tonight's audience. Hello, strange world. Happy to be here.
Nice. Hey, you know, DJ, sometimes it's hard to find Flat Earth friends, but there's an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary horizontal level plane. The solution is simple. It's the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. I bet you have a copy, don't you?
Don't try to out me as a flat earther. But of course, it's great for on the go. Show your friends, show your family, start some trouble.
Damn right. That thing does cause trouble wherever it goes, but I love it. Watch the feature video every day for 2 weeks and see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever spent. Oh, so sleepy. And because it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast, it's time to say goodnight to one of our listeners, Paige. She's just put on her Fantastic Four pajamas, got a cup of cocoa with exactly 6 tiny marshmallows, and will probably listen to the playback in the morning. Shout-outs, well, we've got a few. First, Flat Earther, Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones. Support the Flat Earth cause. Get the coolest hoodies ever. Go to thestrong.family, won't you, and pick up some merch. Zulu1, longtime listener of the show, for doing a simulcast stream on his channel, also known as Zulu1. That's Zulune, all caps. Novak Djokovic, big shout out, my favorite Flat Earth athlete of all time. He has now completed the Golden Slam. We'll put that up on the screen when we get to headlines. Which is the only tournament he didn't win, was the Olympics. He went to the Olympics 5 times starting in 2008, got a bronze, and was taken out of the medal contention for the last 3, and he won the gold. One of ours. Love him. And also a quick shout out to Jaron Nodell. That would be Bob Nodell of Globebusters and Cammie. Their son is an elite hacker. You probably remember me talking about him some years ago when he broke into Fortnite and then released the findings to, I think it was Forbes magazine, and then Forbes, of course, outed him because they put his contact info on the screen, and then Bob and Cammie got a cease and desist letter from Epic Games, and he did this at such a young age that they couldn't even send it to him directly. They had to send it to his parents, the cease and desist letter, and you know what? They ended up hiring him, so good for you. And oh, I'm sorry, he's they do a white hat hackers tournament, and he was on the top of the leaderboard as of yesterday, but he's currently down to 3rd, but he's still in the top 3 in the world. So good for him. Wonderful.
Did he win anything yet?
I don't know. I think he wins cash. I think if you place in the medals, I think he's at bronze, but I think you win cash for doing it. So good for him. Again, he could have been picked up by an evil corporation or a government. He's like a Goodwill Hunting of hackers, but he decided to go to be one of the good guys. So good for you. Mailbag, friend of the show, Christian Sanchez of Las Vegas. Well, he sent me DVDs this week. So let's go over the obscure ones first. These are ones a couple of these are older than DJ, because DJ is like 29. The Altered States, by the way, with William Hurt. Really underrated early 80s sci-fi movie. Highly recommend it. What?
It was upside down.
No, he was upside down. Oh. He was upset. Good catch, though. No, for like 2 days, I had that thing sitting the wrong way, and I was trying to read it. It's like, oh, I see it, because he's in a deprivation tank, so he's upside down. Easy Rider with Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper, and Jack Nicholson. A classic movie of the end of the hippie days and the motorcycle gangs. Love it.
Look how young he was.
Very young. Black Hole, a very obscure Disney flick when they were going into science fiction back in the day. Black Hole by Disney. Nobody plays this. I've never seen this in rotation ever. Very obscure. Talk about obscure. I've never even heard of this movie. Danny DeVito did a movie called The Van. Don't even know what that's about. I'm going to play it just for out of morbid curiosity. It seems like just an 80s girl romp. And I don't even see Danny DeVito in here unless that is him with hair. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it.
It'll be funny. I loved him growing up. You want to know?
This one Peanut will remember, which is Bo Derek and Dudley Moore in 10. Yeah, 10, which was, they did a very clever release on this where they did a Playboy shoot with Bo Derek at the same time the movie came out. Quality marketing. This was pre-social media. Very, very interesting. Not that great a movie, but anyway. Scanner Darkly with Keanu Reeves, Robert Downey Jr., Woody Harrelson, Winona Ryder, and Rory Cochrane. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Kind of a pseudo-animated movie. Kind of fun. And Life Force, a very underrated space vampire movie with Patrick Stewart. Life Force. Love that movie. Okay, and then a couple mainstream ones. Let's end on some fun ones. The entire Back to the Future trilogy. Kind of fun. I only like the first one, to be honest. The second and third one are okay, but the second one was kind of dark, I got to admit. The entire Lost in Space, the original television collection. Yep. All the seasons of that. That's kind of fun. Britney Spears, In the Zone. A lot of live performances by Britney Spears.
I had that. Hey.
You had this?
Oh, yeah, and that album.
Awesome. Well, this is the DVD.
There, good for her. Poor Britney.
This is the DVD. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with Dick Van Dyke, Sally Ann Hose, and Lionel Jeffries. One of Dick Van Dyke's better films. I always thought this was a Disney film. No, it's MGM. Had no idea. No freaking idea. And last but not least, one of my favorite movies of all time, and this is definitely going into the Apocalypse box, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, circa 1970, with Gene Wilder. It's a wonderful movie on multiple levels. I've talked about it many, many times. It's a wonderful heaven and hell movie. You guys don't know it yet. It's a great movie. And Peanut says that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is better. I don't necessarily agree, but whatever.
I love the relationship of the boy and his grandpa. It reminded me of me and my grandpa. I loved Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, that is.
And I always wanted a golden ticket.
Well, and that was part of the Mr. Beast thing.
Chocolate, duh. Like, come on, that movie was for kids.
Oh, it was such a wonderful movie, and I saw it was rerun in the 70s, and I loved it. Let's do meetups really fast, which is the first meetup. Let's see, the Oklahoma meetup will be August 10th from 6 to 9 at McNelly's, South City, 731 South Zurich Avenue, Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can RSVP Jesse at 781-857-9175 or email him at 300kmileprius@gmail.com. Peanut Gallery will not be at this Oklahoma meetup, just so you guys know. There's also going to be the Truth and Freedom Conference August 10th with Austin Whitsitt, Justin Harvey, and Matt Long. That'll be kind of fun. The Southern New York meetup August 17th. I'm pretty sure Zulu 1, Alex Lowry will probably be there at that one. Flat Earth meetup Atlantic City, New Jersey. Ooh, wait. No, I'm sorry. New York, August 17th. That is not Zulu 1 and Alex Lowry. It is the Flat Earth meetup Atlantic City, New Jersey, September 13th. Sorry, there's too many of them. I'm losing track. Flattoberfest, Spartanburg, South Carolina, September 27th through the 29th. You can go to flatearthfestivals.com and check that out. And a meetup October 12th down the road in Kansas. Whew. Well, quite a few. So, what do you think, DJ? Should we do a few headlines?
Oh, I'm ready. But can we talk about Willy Wonka for 10 seconds?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't want to interrupt you during all that fast.
No. Go ahead.
I love that movie, but what can we talk about that tunnel scene where he kind of goes into like an episode and it's like scary? That was a little too freaky for kids. What was happening there?
That was too wild for me, to be perfectly honest. That was a reminiscent of some 60s movies montages where it felt kind of drug infused. It was dark. That was freaking dark, and it scared people. It scared people a lot, as kids especially. And I know it was deliberately so. I thought the imagery could have been toned down, because there were some dead things and some rotting things, and it felt kind of Halloween-y. But I know it was the literal tumble down the rabbit hole, which was the Alice in Wonderland. Let's just go, tumble, 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 and you don't know what's going on. And whoever picked the images, I think they could have gone a different way, but it worked, and it was a tension builder because by the time they got to the end with some creative editing, where they just pulled up to a dead stop, it worked. But yeah, that was
that left an imprint on me as well. Like, oh my God, freaky. But as I get older and more into this strange world stuff, I can relate to that moment a lot more.
Yeah.
Friends, you guys out there, when you're explaining just the flat earth theory to your friends and they just give you that stare and they get quiet with their reactions and you're like, that's totally strange world.
Absolutely. Let's get the shout out, the obligatory shout outs out of the way. This is Novak Djokovic beating Carlos Alcaraz to win the long awaited Olympic gold. Carlos from Spain, he cried, but it's like, dude, you're 24. Novak, this is his last shot at 37, and he got it. So, and he took the Serbian flag up and was, in the crowd, and tears everywhere. It was really, really wonderful. I was so glad to see him do it. And again, Novak's been with us since 2017. Anybody has any doubts, I put a video on my channel, or you can just email me. I'll send you the photos where he hand drew a flat earth and then posted it on Twitter. But he was clever enough not to put any text with it and not do any video with it. It was just, here's my shot. I've shown a journalist. They just won't, nope, sorry, unless he actually texts something, we're not gonna take it seriously. It's like, all right, good, fine. Here's the rankings for Jaron Nodell, Cammy and Bob's son. And there's Jaron over here on the right hand side with the, looks like a HAL 9000 version, sort of a computer thing. And new bounty awarded. This just happened as I was doing it. I don't know if that changed the rankings, but very, very cool. Happy to Jaron. All right, let's get some of the space headlines. Ready? I love space. DJ loves space. Everybody in the chat room, we love space. And so here's some stupid space stories to make you believe that the space thing is actually happening. India, this is from RT.com. India to decide on location for Moon and Mars research station. The country made history last year by landing a spacecraft near the lunar South Pole, and now they're talking about putting people on the moon. Really? When's that going to happen? Well, if you scroll down, it's like, wow, it seems really interesting. Is India actually going to send people to the moon? Kind of like their vice president that's running for president right now. Kamala, by the way, which we'll get to eventually, she's mostly Indian. Her heritage, people, her mother was, I think, full-blown Indian, and her father was half Jamaican. So what boxes do you tick off there? Anyway, doesn't really matter. So the country plans to build its own space station by 2035 and send the first Indian on the moon by 2040. Okay, so we've got some time then.
So how many countries have proposed plans to build space stations on the moon, do you think, in your lifetime?
Well, there's only 5, I think, that have launch capability. 6 if you count Israel, which I don't, and that is China, Japan, the European Space Agency, India. Well, there's 6, us and Russia. That's it. There's only 6 that even have supposedly the technology to do it. 7 if you count Israel, which I don't.
Right. So waiting a long time because they've promised these things over and over and over.
Oh yeah.
Keep track of their guys.
Yeah. Again, in the 1970s, one of my favorite sci-fi shows ever, Space 1999, was that, by 1999, which was 20 years from when the show aired, we will have bases on the moon.
Right.
It's 2024. No one's even, again, DJ, it's not that no one's even tried to go since 1972. I mean, there's kicking the can down the road, and then there's that crap. It's just silly.
That can has been kicked and kicked and kicked. I can't wait until we do land on the moon. In the meantime, it's fun waiting, and I guess we're going to keep waiting.
Yeah. Hey, we're also trying out some new audio stuff tonight, so I've actually got a live producer. Peanut is in my ear as we speak, and I'm asking Peanut, who you guys can't see. So, Peanut, is the audio seem to be synced up We're looking pretty good. Look, ask chat room. Chat room, if you're out there, because I think you're monitoring chat room too. Is the audio now synced up? We played with the audio delay so that my lips should be matching my voice, and same thing with DJ. So if it isn't, let me know, and we'll adjust it on the fly. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay, DJ, back to the headlines. So this one's from Axio Dallas. NFL prospect from Texas doesn't believe in space. He's one of ours. He's one of our new guys. So this guy here from Texas Tech, Tyler Owens, is going to be the new hotness. He told reporters at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis he doesn't believe in space or other planets. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He attended Plano East High School, the University of Texas, then transferred to Texas Tech. He's going to go to the NFL. And again, the context, a surprising number of NFL players believe that the earth is flat. Woohoo! Recently retired Eagles center Jason Kelce, oh, you've heard of that guy, said on his podcast this year, said that like 20% of the locker room is freaking flat earthers, and he can't believe it. Yeah, nice.
So weird.
I know.
It's getting weirder out there, guys. Do you love it?
I love it. And let's see. And he says, I'm real religious, so I think we're alone right now. I don't think there's other planets and other stuff like that, he told reporters. I used to believe in the heliocentric thing. The fact that he used that word means he absolutely knows our stuff.
Exactly.
Where we used to revolt the what?
Exactly. Only the flat earthers know as more than the solar system than the people who are globers.
Yeah, exactly. Globers, the thing that one of the things that bugs me about the people that from the globe side is you don't even know what you're defending. You know, I could ask again, how fast the Earth's spinning on its axis? How fast is it going around the sun? How fast is our solar system flying sideways? We know the answers to all of these things, and yet you don't. So why are you defending it? We know your model better than you know your own model. So anyway, he goes, where we used to revolve around the sun, but then I started seeing flat Earth stuff, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Tyler Owens, I'd love to have you on. I'd love to talk to you. And I know DJ would too.
Mm-hmm.
This one's from space.com, which means you absolutely know it's positively true. No, Boeing, Starliner, NASA astronauts are not stranded in space. Here's why. The supposedly 10-day mission is now nearing 2 months for a good reason. Okay, the thing that bugs me about this isn't that they're just playing it casual. It's like, oh, you know, there's only supposed to be there 10 days and now they're up 2 months. What gets me is the logic, which most people miss, is like, okay, what are the limits to our life support system up there? Remember, it's finite. It's not unlimited. You just can't pack. You can't have a freaking rave party up there and have people hyperventilating with glow sticks all night. It's not going to happen. So how many people can you put up there? And these people, oh yeah, 2 months, not a big deal. You want to make it a better story? You start talking about life support, but you can't, because then the limitations, you'd have to have it backtrack all the way back to the beginning when you had like 10 or 12 people in there shaking hands and, you know, having lunch and stuff before they did a shift change or whatever it was. So a bunch of crap.
Yeah, NASA doesn't want to pay that close attention to their own lies.
No.
If they're lying,
absolutely not.
you know, if, sorry.
Yeah. Other things that NASA does, this is from Mashable. Spacecraft travels to metal object orbiting Earth, snaps stunning views. If you have to throw in words like shocking or stunning or beautiful or unbelievable, it isn't, right? This shot right here, that's not going to impress anybody. A view of the large rocket debris captured by the Astroscale spacecraft. Wow. That's amazing. You know what I don't see? Stars. I don't see anything behind it. You could have shot that anywhere. You could have shot that in a basement or in a garage or somewhere. Or a lab. Who knows where it is. Is there any more shots? Ooh, there's a shot. Any stars? Oh, no, there's the Earth. That's good. Yep. Yeah, it's absolutely freaking ridiculous. And it was you know, I could play this video. Oh, here's a little video of it. Wow. That's brilliant. A must see. Wow.
Oh,
that's something.
I'm sorry, but did you see the picture that they used? It was like Sunita missing in space or like lost in space. Only so much time to get her out, and nobody literally cares on both sides. It's like, I care more about her if she's really where they're holding her up, because how long does she have to stay underground or where?
Right.
If she's not in space. But the people who are like pro NASA, they're not even talking about it.
Yeah, they're absolutely not.
Weird.
Yeah, why wouldn't they talk about that's a hot topic, right? But they just downplay it, which is, oh, no. They don't even mention the word life support system, which is another thing that I'd love to bring up to an astronaut, and I don't care. If you want to give them cheat notes ahead of time before I talk to them, here's what I'd say. If I talk to an astronaut, it's like, so what is the oxygen? What is the air mixture you're breathing up there? What is the oxygen-nitrogen mixture? And you better know that by heart, because that's the lifeblood of the whole system, right? And then the follow-up is like, how do you get all the nitrogen up there? Because what we're breathing in right now, just so you guys know, is 80% nitrogen. It's only 20% oxygen. And I know there's some trace gases. I'm rounding up and down deliberately. So, yes, Peanut is absolutely right. Sorry, I was listening to Peanut. Peanut says that, yes, nitrogen is an inert gas that we don't process at all. It just goes in and out of our lungs and doesn't do anything, which is Peanut, I came up with an idea for a doomsday weapon, which was, if you want to make a doomsday, I'm sure some think tanks come up with this by now, which is you have whatever some sort of biological agent or chemical agent, make it reactive to nitrogen. Oh. Or make like a new life form that's nitrogen, that eats nitrogen. Oh my God. That'd be awesome if you could.
Interesting.
You could crack that code. And this story is a little older, but I thought, but they're not going to let it die. It's from July 29th, even though it came out earlier, which was there's a picture of the moon, brilliant, right? And there's a hole in the moon. It's a big crater, right? That was taken apparently by this satellite, outlined in white, right? NASA found a cave on the moon. Now take a look inside. USA Today actually wrote this. Discovery of what looks to be the first cave on the moon at the bottom of a lunar pit 200 feet deep has jolted the scientific community and spurred hope it could be used to protect future astronauts from the harsh lunar surface. Oh, okay, because you're going to go in there and you're going to make a base there? That's what you're going to do? This 200 foot? Yeah, it's absolutely... And by the way, the outlandish part of this is, what took you so long? It's been decades. You've been scanning the moon for decades. And now in 2024, oh, look, we found a new crater. How? How'd you find a new crater all this time later? That leads into the whole, how you landed on the moon. Like you remember, DJ, like all the ash on the moon is like 4 inches deep, right. Or at least we think it's like uniformly 4 inches deep. Don't know where the ash came from or what's below the ash, because you never saw an astronaut get a little shovel out and try to dig down ever. And it's like, okay, well, if ash was on the surface, how did you know what was going to happen when the probe set down on it? Well, what'd you think you were landing on exactly? Okay.
Good.
Or why wasn't the ash burned? Why was there any ash underneath the lander when it finally hit? Why wasn't there this massive play pattern? You guys want to look up something? Look up Norman Rockwell moon landing and click on images. They asked Norman Rockwell back in the day to draw what he thought, like an artist's impression. And he drew the frickin' lander with a burned splay pattern, not an ounce of dust within 100 yards of that thing. It was just rock. But apparently... rock too tough to film.
Yeah, watch American Moon on YouTube. That was a great documentary. It kind of breaks down every angle of how they faked it with pretty solid case. I mean, something to keep an eye out. But hey, the Globers could end all of this if they just land on the moon and show us better footage. Come on, 4K something.
Absolutely. Let's do one more before we go to break, and then we'll also I do want to talk about the vice presidency a little bit. I'm sorry, guys, the chat, the thumbnail we finished was a couple days ago, and I wasn't going to update it for Tim Walls. I wasn't going to put him on the chat this time. We'll put him on the thumbnail next time. So anyway, this is from Fox Business. Google AI chatbot refuses to answer questions about Trump assassination attempt relating to previous policy. Google is facing criticism online for its search results related to the Trump assassination attempt. AI is not what you think it is. I'm going to beat that drum constantly. AI is just what people program into it. So when all of a sudden Google AI decides that they're not going to answer any questions about Trump, how do you think that happened? Do you think it just came up with that on its own? No, someone had to program that in, which says if anyone looks for keywords about Trump or assassination or plot or conspiracy or any of that other stuff, answer it with these words. Saying, well, I'm still working on it. Still. You go Google search it, and then we'll get back to you. So whatever. It's just
I like when you talk about the AI stuff and when you have your computer background. Every time you mention it, I learn a little bit more, and I kind of understand what you're saying, and I know what to look out for because, hey, if you're right, then we don't really have to fear AI very much.
You don't. You absolutely don't. Look, yes, and thank you, DJ, for bringing that up. In fact, we'll talk about this. We'll do the a little bit more of the political stuff when we come back from the break, which is it is something that every computer guy wants to happen, which is to create true artificial intelligence. And by that, I mean a self-aware, sentient being. Again, my vacuum cleaner over there, it is not going to bump into my foot one day and start asking me about the meaning of life. It's never going to happen. I don't care how much time it takes. We want to do it. And the big reason why, you want to ask Elon Musk, the smartest guy ever? Yeah, you want to ask him this. What's the flow chart? How do you start programming that? Because what you really have to do first is define the human soul. Objectively, define it. And then once you're done figuring out exactly what the human soul is, then, okay, write code for that. The closest you can get is an imitation, a mimic, which is why the greatest computer guy ever, back in the day, Alan Turing of the Turing test, that's why the movie made about him was called The Imitation Game. The closest you'll ever get is a mimic. That's it, which you program every possible response you can into it. Sorry, I'm rambling. I know we got to go to break. But I got to mention really fast, we've been thinking about this for a long, long time. Not just back like when War Games came out, right? With Matthew Broderick back in the day. That was like one of the early AI movies, or Terminator. You can go back even 5-6 years before that. There's a movie called The Colossus, the Forbin Project. Colossus, the Forbin Project, which was about a giant, we turned over our entire defense system, the first true Skynet. James Cameron completely ripped off that movie. And handed it over to him. And it became self-aware and decided, you know what? We need a lot less people. Boom, 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 boom. And just start wiping out people.
Yeah, hence AKA Terminator. But hey, so that means boys and girls out there, if you fall in love with your AI girlfriend or boyfriend, just know it's not real. It's a mimic.
Yes, it's absolutely a mimic. Okay, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the election a little bit, and we got like 4 or 5 clown worlds. I got all sorts of fun stuff to talk about. So as long as they don't screw up the first break, which I didn't, there we go. Peaceful, serene.
Introducing the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock App Meetup Maker. Never miss another meetup again. You can look up meetups in several different ways. Sort by date. You can search by location or within a 500-mile radius.
We think Peanut's pretty good so far? Good. DJ's doing good too.
To create and list your own meetup.
Although you're sitting a little low right now.
Give the meetup a name.
Oh, it's just the camera.
A location name.
Okay, I won't. Ignore what I just said.
Enter
DJ.
your contact information. Create a group chat name and then fill out the description with all of the details. Select your background color and hit the save button to add your meetup to the list. Once the meetup is saved, it will ask you to create a group chat for all of the meetups so people can join the group and start a local chat community. Select public group. Add your welcome message, and your meetup is now available for all to see. To make sure you don't miss another meetup
I'm David
in your
Weiss,
area,
and
you
I
can
hardly
select your
endorse this
desired
message.
radius and whether you want push notifications or email or both. Whenever a new meetup is added in your selected radius, you get notified. The Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock Meetup Maker. Bringing people together all around the plane.
Well, no, Peanut can already tell you he can hear you. Peanut's monitoring the whole thing. So we're not supposed to talk during the commercial, or David will get mad. Really?
Join me, Karen B, every Moon Day at 9:30 a.m. for Coffee Talk on YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin. You never know what you'll learn about in the coffee shop. Open topic and open phones, y'all. You can also
Peanut,
go
can you
to
hear him?
flatearthfestivals.com for updates on
Yes?
the latest news for
Nod.
Flattoberfest 2024.
He is showing up?
And
Yeah,
also
he can hear
for
you.
meetups, local meetups. If you want to have your meetup listed on flatearthfestivals.com for free, please email flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. It's you, me, the always delightful DJ Curious, and Peanut, who is now an official producer in the background, giving us audio commands and smoking cigarettes and having Dairy Queen soda. You have a Dairy Queen? So you can't get high-speed internet, but you can get Dairy Queen? No, that wasn't Dairy Queen? What is that? Oh, it was Dairy Queen. Yeah, you can't get high-speed internet, but you can get Dairy Queen. That's rough. That's rough going. I had to wait 3 years for freaking fiber, but I'm on an island near Canada. All right, and you know what that was, Joe Jackson? Stepping out from his album.
Night and Day.
Yep.
I've never heard of. Sorry, I have to be honest, but you're awesome.
What, you know who Joe Jackson is? You would have heard a few of his songs. I mean, granted, it's older, but yeah. But Steppin' Out was one of his later. I mean, it's probably his most well-known track. And the sad thing about Joe Jackson is he would have been much more popular, but he was one of those artists that hated the concept of music videos. And so he was like, nope, when this MTV thing's going to be, well, he didn't think it was going to be a fad. He just didn't want to join in the bandwagon.
Oh God, I love music videos. That's like my
he paid for it because, again, kids are like, if it doesn't have a music video, I mean, video killed the radio star and launched so many people. At that point, the rock bands of old, you couldn't just have good music. You had to be camera ready. And that showed. I mean, to the epitome of when we went off the frickin' rails with like Milli Vanilli, where...
No, I'm just thinking like Eurythmics and back in the day when they had some really good music videos. And
yeah.
But if you trip me out though on the Eurythmics, if you watch Sweet Dreams, there's so many globes in that music video.
Yeah.
One after another. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the song is kind of about world domination. So that was going to happen. But yes, you're absolutely right. And I'm like you, I'm so hypersensitive to globes right now. I every show, and you'd be amazed how many shows.
People just keep it, you'll see.
They're out there everywhere. And they don't make sense, but you just gloss over. Again, I get while they're in the classroom, but they shouldn't be on that top of that detective's filing cabinet in a Chicago police department. It shouldn't be in that doctor's office. It shouldn't be in all sorts of different places. And they're not only there, they're in frame. In fact, I think it was, it wasn't Supernatural. It was, I can't remember the other, Grimm. It was Grimm. A sci-fi fantasy sort of series, werewolves and vampires and that sort of stuff. And there was this trailer where they doubled down and they made sure there was a globe on either end of the trailer, so no matter which way the camera was shooting, they had it in both. I was going, oh, you sneaky mother effers.
Well, who works in film production, and she even said, she's like, yes, every single piece there has a purpose and was approved by the production, the director, and they have to pay you can pay to have certain spots and advertisements, and she has been noticing more of that globe stuff, and it's just trippy, especially in older movies when we grew up 80s and 90s too.
Yep, absolutely. I want to mention something before we get to some of the headlines. I want to let's talk about this really fast because it just happened today. So it kind of goes with the quote of the day, which was, Buttigieg, Michelle Obama, Josh Shapiro, and Mark Kelly. Right? Everybody knew these names, right? They were all on the radar. They were all circling. There was like all potentials. And then what'd they go with at the last minute? Somebody that nobody cared about, to where come on. You and I were talking about, it's like, you want to write a good story, the ultimate red team slap in the face ticket would have been Michelle Obama as VP. Oh my God, It would have been awesome. would have been freaking awesome.
People would be on fire right now. That would be a lot of energy out there.
And the demographics, Pete Buttigieg, okay, apparently what's too extreme. All right, that's fine. Ben Shapiro is already calling out anti-Semitism.
Oh, you mean
he's saying they're saying he's out straight up saying, oh well, yeah, I wasn't chosen because I was Jewish. Because as you guys know, there has never even been a Jewish vice president. The closest we ever got, I believe, was Barry Goldwater in the 60s. That was as close as they ever got. And Bernie Sanders doesn't count because he wasn't on anybody's ticket. So, and Barry Goldwater lost back in the day. And then Mark Kelly, who resembles Uncle Fester from the Addams Family, and his twin brother, who could be Uncle Fester's cousin. Yeah, he isn't. And again, all these people made. In fact, Ben Shapiro. Talk about the insult for. I'm sorry, not Ben Shapiro. Josh Shapiro. The insult for him was not only was he not picked. They called him and they said, "Oh yeah, by the way, the rally in Philadelphia today. You're going to introduce them." Oh, he's just like, okay. So he went out there and just cranked it out. He turned it up to 11, and he delivered a better speech than either Kamala or Tim. Oh, I'm sorry. They chose Tim Walz, W-A-L-Z, governor of Minnesota. That's really it. His track record is not great. He was the guy that because George Floyd, that whole thing happened up there. He let the state burn. He did not call it the National Guard right away. That was not fun. He is super far left, but he looks like a tractor mechanic from Iowa. And the other thing, DG, you probably didn't know this. He's the part that throws people, right? You look at him, it's like, okay, they just picked an old white guy, right?
Okay.
He and Kamala are the same age. They're both 60. And he looks like her dad.
Oh.
I mean, I know. It's like, wow, there's some city miles on that car. It's like, what the hell, dude?
I don't know what their plan is or what their thinking is. But this is where people get into conspiracy world, that they think the election's rigged anyway, so it doesn't really matter who they pick. Is that a possibility? Or is this, how does this benefit them, in your opinion?
There's a couple ways of thinking about it. I've been listening to a lot of commentary since this morning. I've had all the channels just hitting me. Part of people think the red team thinks that it's just a throwaway VP, which was you don't want to, and Peanut was good about bringing this up, which is you don't want to be a VP that loses. If you're a VP candidate and you lose, you don't come back from that. You don't, which is why Gavin Newsom, wasn't on the ticket, or all the other people I mentioned. Mark Kelly, he wants to run as an astronaut down the road. And Josh Shapiro absolutely wants to run again. And so so it's like, okay, we'll just wait 4 years and we'll run and we'll let this guy lose. And it's like, wait a minute. What, you're thinking you're going to lose, but yet you've got Kamala up by 4 points in just about every poll that I think of. So it's a mixed message all the way around. I still firmly believe that red team has to lose to turn this into something destabilizing for the country. Because again, if Trump wins, well, okay, he's not going to have to run for re-election, so he's going to have 4 years. And what is that? Just a media ratings thing? What happens then? Do you crash the economy? What do you do?
I have an idea. I have a theory.
Oh yes, DJ.
Okay, so if this world is controlled by kind of people behind the veil, like Wizard of Oz style, then they don't care. I mean, if they put Trump in my opinion, is this going to create more division because the left is going to be so upset again, and it's going to put them through that trauma of them having to force themselves every day to live with this person as their president, roll their eyes 24/7 and be sick to their stomach and thinking the world. But they already know that the world didn't end with the 4 years with him. So even I, as someone on the day that he was elected, was feeling very like the world ultimate evil had just won. And this is obviously before all of my research and my journey onto this side, where I think people in the truth community that are just seeking truth, and that's all I'm really trying to do, guys, they don't care either way, because it just seems like it's meant to create so much friction for everyone, so much division.
Right. I agree. And you were kind of in the same boat as Vance, which was, Vance, you can look up his track record. It was not that long ago. He was part of the Never Trumpers, which is, I'm never backing Donald Trump. Well, people say that a lot, but as you know, it's like when he comes calling, or when the party comes calling, it's like, oh, hey, by the way, you want to be vice president? What are you going to do? Say no? So we'll see. Either way, it's going to be polarizing. I mean, yes, you're right, DJ. Could the blue team come out and protest with their umbrellas and their bike helmets and their leaf blowers? I don't want to see that again. You know, that whole, I watched that pretty much on a daily basis, you know, when Portland was under siege, when that police station was just getting hammered every night. And I'm looking at it, and Peanut knows this full well. It's like 1 or 2 live rounds. That protest is over. It is freaking over. But they're like, yeah, we're going to do rubber bullets and whatever.
Which there was so much more violence and rioting, and people were just pissed off and angry during those 4 years. So, you know, they still are, but it really amped up during that time, more school shootings. So it could be headed to another 4 years of that, where it's just misery for everyone. Nobody wants to witness this. Nobody with a sound mind thinks that's a good time.
Either way, I still think it'd be more effective if Kamala wins. Again, I'm thinking from an overlord, Illuminati standpoint. I don't go to all the meetings. But if I was going to do this, I don't. It's a long way.
You're shilling us. Everyone knows it.
Yeah. So, but no, if blue team wins, then I think red team has a chance to contest, which has never happened in the 58 elections that we've had in this country. Red team has a chance to actually formally protest and not accept the president-elect, which you're on uncharted territory. What do you do? It'll make January 6th seem like a cakewalk. Yeah. And again, I think most people learn from January 6th. Like, first off, don't bring your freaking cell phone. That's the first thing you do. Yeah. It's like, what do you think? They know exactly where you are.
I'm not surprised if we're headed towards more chaos. I'm not wishing that. I'm just mentally preparing myself, guys. That's why I exist on the side of hope. Where we exist on this side, guys, we know that this could be just a puppet show to create such division and friction, and that there's something better and bigger and more beautiful and trustworthy at play here. That this place could be designed, guys. That's why this is important.
Right. And Peanut wanted to chime in on what you were just saying. He goes, don't forget the VP. If there was a formal contestant of the Electoral College, right? And by the way, the Electoral College is just a nice way of saying super voters, or I'm sorry, voters that matter. That's really all that matters. It's like those are the people that really run the stuff. And they do that in case the population, again, not to go off on another tangent, the reason why you don't have just general population decide things is because sometimes they make huge errors, like the YouTuber in Cyprus, right? That ran as a joke. Ran for member of European Parliament, and all you do was place in the top 5, and he came in 3rd, and he got in. He's like a YouTube prankster, and it's like, oh, what do I do now? It's like, hey, well, you're Parliament now, kid.
Stuttered over Clay Aiken on American Idol. Oh my God, that was a mistake.
There you go. So sorry, where was I going with this? So if the Electoral College is contested. You know who looks over that whole process? The current VP of the United States. That's a bit of a conflict of interest, because Kamala would be overseeing her own election, because technically she's not president for 2 months. So I don't even know how that plays out. Anyway, back to headlines, because we got to knock out. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This one is, again, this is bait and switch, which is Japan introduces, this is from what the hell is that? Eco News. Oh, that's great. Japan introduces part of the green agenda, introduces magnetic levitation for cars, the end of all engines and batteries. Okay, a bit misleading here. What you're basically looking at is a giant like if you remember the old electric cars on the tracks, where you just put the car and the track was electrified, and the track is what made the cars go, and you had the little accelerator guns.
Very fun.
That's what this is. And it's like, oh yeah, there'd be no engines and batteries, but the road would be electrified. Guys, I appreciate you guys thinking out of the box here. But how in the world are you going to get a full-blown electrified? It's basically making a subway for highways, with a third rail, the heavily electrified third rail. Oh, God. Yeah, it's never going to happen.
I sometimes wonder if they are hiding levitation technology from us, and that's what they use to kind of fake UFOs, because that's what a lot of people think, that they have something, and why couldn't they give it slowly distributed to the public and then try to act like we're bringing you such new technologies, look at all these advances in technology. Like, same time when you get your Neuralink, you might get your flying car, and everyone's going to think they're going to be happy, when that's a trap, in my opinion.
You can't. Yes and no. Are they hiding technologies from us? Yes, you bet. There were some X-Files episodes from way back in the day with Fox and Mulder where if you came up with a car that ran on water, or if you came up with a fuel source, it's like, oh no, you'd have visitors, they'd offer you the carrot and the stick, and they'd say, you sign this NDA, we're going to give you money for life, and we don't ever want you to bring this up again. You don't do what we say, no one's ever going to hear from you. You don't exist anymore.
And that story has circulated forever about the guy that invented the car that could run on water.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fox and Mulder. Sorry, Fox and Scully. Damn it, Mulder and Scully. Sorry, I'm sorry. I know the chat room. Thank you, Peanut. Absolutely. That's what's wise here. By the way, you don't have to type this. You could say it if you wanted. It's Fox and Mulder.
Which I love the X-Files. I think the X-Files has got me on my conspiracy kick as a young kid because that show was great. I mean, looking back, a lot of propaganda, but I still enjoyed it so much.
Do we have the ability to create a unified field, basically a UFO force field that can lift things and move things around? Possibly, maybe. Did we reverse engineer it from technology that we found? Possibly. Would we allow that into the general public? Really, really difficult to do right now because it would eliminate all the different vehicles that we have, meaning trains run on certain things, cars run on certain things, jet, submarines. You would be replacing a unified field, basically a force field around a vehicle like a UFO, replaces all of those simultaneously, and all the industries tied to them. God, you'd crash economies with just putting that idea out there. I love it. I love what but
that's what it kind of feels. It feels like they're gearing us up for like an economic crash or some sort of just revolution that people are going to think, it's so bad. They have to get it so bad so that they can provide the solution. And that's what a lot of people feel is we're losing faith in democracy. And that's, prevents itself to, an antichrist type figure to kind of rally the world and be like, I've got some solutions, because it says they'll be able to perform miracles and wonders. If that's true, then we know what to look for.
Good one. Like it. This one is, what's this one? Patch.com. Tesla recalls 1.8 million vehicles due to a safety concern. The vehicle's hoods could open on the road, blocking drivers' views, according to authorities. Apparently, it's a software issue where if your hood isn't closed correctly, the software isn't popping up the warning light. And so I haven't heard of any accidents or anything like that, but they're putting a recall, and it's just a software thing. So, but again, recalling 1.8 million cars, that's kind of a big deal because that's a lot of them. Like that's a huge amount of them. So whatever, anything that Tesla does that hurts them, I don't like. TMZ.com. Well, some of the finest journalists in the world. Where was the story? Oh, there it is. Sorry.
No, Elon's daughter came forward today, apparently on Twitter, and roasted him with like an epic couple tweets. We should get to it at some point.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I will see if Peanut, if you find those and give me a link to it, I'll bring it out after the break. This is from TMZ. So Yvette Nicole Brown, who I don't know, this is the thing that just bugs me when people say this. Get out and vote. Doesn't matter who for. Okay, so again, you're practically saying that your vote is pointless. And again, I don't vote. I've never voted because your vote, and again, I'm not trying to upset people necessarily, but your vote in the grand scheme of things really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. The Electoral College matters, and by that, and I'll give you the quick example. I've done this a million times, which is if you were a billionaire, who do you give your money to? The red team or the blue team? Trick question, you give it to both of them because they don't care about who you give the money to. Red team knows you're going to give money to red team. Blue team knows you're going to give back and forth, right? You're paying both girlfriends off. They don't care. They both, in the end, just want the money. And so it's like, what's the point? My point is, it took me to be a billionaire to give them money to change policy. What is your vote doing exactly? All it is an identifier. If that's how you want to do it, it's like, I voted because I'm red team and I'm doing my part. It's like, all right, fine. And blue team, that's fine. But in the end, it's a rigged game.
Well, the public is figuring that out as time goes on, especially my generation and older.
Yeah,
they feel that right now. So,
yeah, these last 4 clown worlds are just for you, DJ. I picked these out specially just for you. Okay, this is a 80s show called The Facts of Life, and they were talking about doing a reboot. And apparently, do you remember the show at all? Do you ever heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Okay, Facts of Life. Apparently, the hot blonde, they were trying to do a thing. By the way, she did Christian music on her own afterwards. She always tried to stay in showbiz. So Lisa Welshel, Apparently, she tried to get some sort of side deal. She was a holdout. And she's like, no, I'm not doing this unless I get a holdout. If you guys know, here, let me go down to there. There you go. You got Joe and Tootie and Blair and Joe and Mrs. Garrett, I believe.
Yeah.
Peanut, am I right? Is that Mrs. Garrett? That show ran for 9 years. I had no freaking idea.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there's Tootie. And all these, they were really sad. So the rest of them were like, oh man, it'd be great to get a reboot. It's like, nope, she was a holdout. So the reboot is now dead. And you're saying, Mark, why do you care? Well, it's an 80s show. And I love it when 40 years later, you still have the squabbles. It still comes down to money. And Hollywood, it's like, look, you're 60 now. It's like, what do you fight?
Reboot. That's what happened. Kim Cattrall is like, nope.
Yep.
Which is sad if you liked that series, which I did, the original. This new reboot I can't stand. I can't even watch it. But if they had Kim Cattrall, maybe it would be worth it.
Yeah, same thing with although it happened anyway, which is why the Frasier reboot took so long. Which was initially they pitched Kelsey Grammer, who was one of ours, and they said we just want you. And he goes, good, no. He goes, I can't do it without my supporting cast. And so it was put off for a while until they could come up with the money. And then even with the money, Niles, the brother, played by, I can't remember his name, David Hyde Pierce, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't, it wasn't about the money. He's like, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. And so they shot the 10 episodes. I don't know if they're going to do a season 2. They shot the 10 episodes without him. And they just kind of wrote him in to, and just like, they mentioned him in the show, but it's like, yeah, sometimes money isn't enough. 3 more.
Yeah. Which I could see that too, because it's just a different time in their lives. It was so long ago.
This should have been tied in with the battery-powered cars, or why AI isn't what you think it is, and that is this is from the independent.co.uk. It took a while. It's an older story. It took a while to get to the UK. So this is actually body cam footage. So the cops pulled over an auto-driving car, an auto-driving taxi, right? Because it was going down the wrong way of the street. So sorry, the headline is Nobody's Home. Phoenix cop left talking to customer support after pulling over a driverless car. An unmanned vehicle was pulled over after allegedly driving in the opposite lane of traffic. So he pulled over and the window came down and the car dialed the customer support guy, and the customer support guy is talking to the cop. What do you do in this case? It's an obvious infraction. He's driving down a wrong way. Right? And there he is following him and this stuff. It's like, what do you do? Who do you blame? Who do you write the ticket to? Same reason why auto-driving cars are, not only do they rely on the road, but the bigger problem is the insurance, which is an auto-driving car. Let's say you're in the back seat, gets in a fender bender. Who's liable? Right? You're in the back seat. It's not necessarily you. Right? So is it the car manufacturer? Is it the auto-driving feature? Is it the software people that are backing it? Who's involved? No one wants to pay the bill. And then you're kind of stuck. So yeah, it's just dumb. And again, auto-driving car. Sorry, go ahead, DJ.
Johnny just jumped out the window before the cop could get over to it from Johnny Cat.
Nice.
He took off running.
Nice. Arnold Schwarzenegger movie reference. Wonderful.
Like, I'm not getting fired tonight.
No, but again, the auto-driving features is, even Mercedes, I've said it many times, even Mercedes says only engage it if there are cars all around you and you're moving slowly. Anything else and it's your ass, because it relies on what's around you. And if it can't decipher where the road is, like, all of a sudden the white stripe goes into a gravel road, it doesn't know what to do. It has
question.
Yeah.
How did this even get implemented then? I mean, why are they doing it in reverse? Oh, let's put them on the road with nobody in it and crash into people and cause all these deaths and lawsuits, and then we'll take it off. Why are they thinking about this ahead of time?
Money and investments, and the line from Fight Club, when Ed Norton, or was it Ed Norton? No, it was Brad Pitt, where he goes, no, it was Ed Norton. He goes, if the price of the lawsuits is less than a recall, we don't do one.
Oh my God, this was people.
But that's lawyers' mentality. That's what you do. Okay, 2 more real quick.
Okay.
This last one is Frontier Airlines. Texas flight canceled after pilot was arrested before takeoff. Frontier Airlines pilot Seymour Walker taken into custody in Houston. Okay, so he was going from Houston to Dallas. He is 45 years old, and he had a bench warrant, or a warrant for domestic violence. Now, normally police exercise some discretion, and they didn't in this case. They just went to it. It's like, well, we know where he's going to be. He's going to be flying this plane. So they went to the plane and they pulled him off, and they took him out, not through the airport, obviously, down to their car, which is outside the airport, arrested him right outside the airplane. And then they couldn't come up with another pilot, so they gave out $100 flight vouchers and hotel accommodations for the people because they couldn't get a pilot. Pilots in short supply.
That's a perfect excuse for the romantic comedy where the loved ones are getting separate. Did he get on the plane or not? And they have to arrest the pilot so then the person can get off the plane and their plane never took off and they can stay in love. Oh, that sounds like, what movie was that? Liar, Liar or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Liar, Liar. Yeah, very good. Jim Carrey was chasing, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. Okay, last but not least, and I love digging into this guy whenever I can because he's what America... You want to know what a bad American looks like? It's this guy right here. Or the epitome of what we've become. How's that? Logan Paul, his Prime energy drink supplier, is suing the energy company, energy drink, he's suing Logan for $68 million, accusing of cutting ties as demand cratered. Okay, so he and this other guy, he's not jacked up on roids at all. He and the other guy, the other YouTuber, they started their own energy drink company, and it got white hot. I mean, what's to the point where South Park did an episode because it became a status symbol in middle schools. It's like, hey, what flavor of energy drink you guys drinking, right? It was a whole episode. It's really brilliant what the South Park guys did. And it was hot for a while, and then as you know, when it's not hot, it's not. And so all the cases that they had like a 3-year contract or something like that. Yeah, they weren't selling, and so the drink company are like, yeah, so we got to sue you. So, and I loved it because not only, and I love that they brought up some of his past crypto scams and the other crap that he's done, but he's also being sued by not some small people. He's also being sued by the Olympic and Paralympic Committee because they mismarketed themselves as being affiliated with the Games and Team USA, which was reserved for official sponsor Coca-Cola. And so they made false advertising. Say, oh, no, we're part of the Olympics. Sure.
And you have a special connection to the Logan Paul brothers.
Yes, I do. And that is because he was, I will say this, he was one of the first big trolls. He came to our Denver conference in secret, paid off Robbie Davidson to come to our conference. And I don't care, I don't care if I can't prove the cash money. He subsidized him in certain ways. Let's put it that way. And it swore him to secrecy, and then did a video on it. Hired a fake girlfriend from Australia, a model from Australia. Why, I have no idea. Flew her in to pretend to be his girlfriend, hanging out with him at the show. And then he, took some shots and left. And I bailed. I was like, I didn't know till that night before I was supposed to go on. And when I heard, it's like, if it's Logan Paul, I'm leaving. And I did. I got the airport. I just left. I go, I'm not, he's getting on stage in front of me. I don't think so. Not this frickin' kid.
For you, Mark. For you. And you know what? You know how I can prove that you're not a shill? It's because when you tell that story, you're still annoyed by the whole thing because you probably wanted to be there. And if you were a shill, truly, you would think that was the funniest story you've ever heard in your life.
It bugged in some journal. I know we got to go to break. But I got to mention this, which was what bugged me is they interviewed him like that day in the lobby, and he couldn't even fake it. He was just dying, right? He couldn't even fake it well enough. And I remember in he used the word obviously like 5 times in a 13-word sentence, and it's like, my God, you can't even speak.
It's okay. They're just the Hemsworth brothers of the influencer world. That's all we're experiencing. They're kind of hot, I'll be honest. Let's go to commercial.
I know. We're going commercial. Sorry, last thing. He's also being sued by a class action lawsuit because his drink contains high levels of PFAS, also known as forever chemicals. So, yeah. Logan, you get what you deserve. All right.
No one would care.
With that, we're going to break. And we come back. We're going to take your phone calls. haven't even checked. How many commercials do we have of David Weiss? Like 2 or 3? First break and second break? You're muted, by the way. No, you're muted. I'm looking at you. You're muted. I'm gonna hit you. Your mic is muted. Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Gap. Were you?
Don't forget to customize your Flat Earth Clock referral code and wake up more minds out of the Matrix. Now your referral points earn Dome cryptocurrency tokens on the Pulse chain.
I think he used AI voice for this.
Address, and all your previous and future referrals will automatically
Oh, come on. You can't just have one audio input.
In the next few months, there will be an airdrop to all users that have referral points in their account and have entered their MetaMask wallet address. Any users that have referrals and do not have their wallet address added will forfeit their tokens, and they will be divided up between all of the people who have a wallet address added.
Crypto's the new thing, man.
Some cryptocurrencies are proof of work, some are proof of stake.
I was there
is proof of mind.
Back in the day when crypto was brand new,
realm, you are mining
and it was
Dome
evil.
Coins. Become a Dome whale and wake up the world.
Well, it's crypto is like a stock market on meth more than anything else. I mean, you can make money off of it, no question, but don't bother sleeping. Dome. I mean, it's very. Oh wait, it's time to come back.
Because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
we were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon.
It's not black and white. I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of polka dots.
Space is fake AF.
There we go. I can hear you.
Space is fake AF.
There's more than stars. You can see planets. You can see moons.
you see the gas.
It don't matter. Say the sky was not the limit. We fly to the moon in another second. But we haven't been back.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 3 of 4. It's you, me, the always delightful DJ Curious from LA, and yeah, Peanut, who is just solving some technical issues that weren't technical issues. Don't you feel silly, Peanut? He's swearing at me, and you can't hear it because he's not coming through the channel. Okay, so phone number to call in. As you,
something with a cigarette swearing at you. It looks epic, guys. It's so funny.
I know. He is the perfect grizzled sound mixing producer guy in the back. He's like a working.
Be on the screen, Mark. You're kind of doing the audience a disservice not showing.
I know. But you know what? They can envision him. You know, just him in his X-Wing cockpit. Yeah, the funny thing is he doesn't even have to have a virtual background, and he puts it in anyway. So he's in an X-Wing.
Everyone tries to say the flat earthers are not cool. It's like, you guys are so funny. I don't know. I can't help but just have a great time.
Oh, flat earthers are the coolest people I know.
Yeah, they're so funny.
They are. They're creative. They're outgoing. They take risks. For the most part, they stay out of trouble. I mean, seriously, I can't remember the last time we had a bail a flat earther out of jail, for example.
And you know, they don't get too worked up over all this political stuff, and they're easier to get angry, and they just feel so trustworthy, and I love it.
Yeah. And I know I'm focusing on the political stuff, but you got to remember, this is going to matter more and more as we get closer. Because right now it's a winner take all scenario where both sides have hyped each other up. Red team that thinks that blue team is going to rig it forever, and they're going to wipe them out, which is not too far from the truth. And blue team, and start World War III, which is weird. And blue team thinks that Trump is borderline the Antichrist, which is, I don't think is true.
Well, look, there's a sense of peace over here knowing like everything, no matter what happens, everything's going to work out okay.
Right.
And that's where I exist on that space. And I don't know if this is a coping mechanism and that I've been sucked into this flat earth cult, but it feels good to have some hope and to not have to stress so much. But what's interesting is the people around me who aren't awake like this, they kind of feel that tension and they feel the peace that I have when it's like, don't stress about this political stuff so much. It's kind of an interesting when you mix with other people. And you're
Look at it from the outside. Which is, if you're going to look at the political stuff, look at it with a sense of humor, which was what I try to bring to it. Which is, I'm never going to tell you it's the end of the world. I'm just going to tell you what they're trying to portray. Which is, and again, I like, you know this, DJ, I like good writing. I like good storytelling. It all comes down to that. And they're cutting corners. And they're taking the lazy way out. And, or hell, maybe they don't really know what they're doing. You know, you say, oh, they're playing 4D chess or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't think in some cases they are. They this thing, I wouldn't have brought in Tim Walz. I wouldn't have. He would have been one of my last choices. It's like,
oh,
sorry, the age thing keeps throwing me. When he's sitting there, I say, and somebody said, oh yeah, by the way, he's 60. I'm going, what? Like, are you kidding me? But he does. He looks. I mean, again, Kamala looks way better than if you wanted to pick a guy that made you look good on stage. You know that happens from time to time, right?
Man, skincare is important, but honestly, a good bar of soap, a couple days a week, and a nice exfoliator for men. That's all I do. You don't even need moisturizers and shit. Just let your skin naturally. But take care of yourselves, boys.
Sorry, DJ. There's only so much I can empathize with you because you're one of those genetic lottery winners, which means I automatically hate you to a point. So
that's the only reason they asked me to become on Strange World. I feel so used.
Oh, hey, by the way, for people who don't know, DJ's going to be turning, I don't mind saying it, DJ's going to be turning 40. And, because people are probably wondering in chat, how old is DJ anyway? It's like, he's going to be turning 40. It's like, good Lord.
I know. I was way more scared 20 years ago. Now that I'm here, I'm super excited, and I'm just like loving life. I don't care anymore. We can let's get old. Who cares? It's fine, guys. It's going to be okay.
Said the movie star. Okay, the phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Sorry. You almost were giving me the Sex and the City guy vibes. The guy that was saying Carrie's boyfriend in the show. It's like, yeah, I've got a mansion and people recognize me wherever I go, but I couldn't write some of my own material, and that's kind of a downer. It's like, oh,
yeah,
God.
I know no one thinks to have any problems in the world, but I have a lot of problems, guys.
Sure you do. Fashion isn't one of them. Oh, hey, you know what? We're going to pick up the guy that showed up first on the list because I don't know this name.
And I have a couple requests too.
Okay, 786. You're the first call because you've been on hold for the longest. What's happening?
Did you?
786. You. Oh boy. Yes, you're on Strange World. Make sure. Yes. Well, unless there's another 786. Do you want me to give you the whole phone number? 786.
No, because
57.
Marcus. Wait, hold on. Is your name actually Mark or Marcus? Is that like?
Only.
Or is your name actually Mark?
Well, my birth certificate says Mark. Only my lovers call me Marcus.
Okay. Well, why would she call you that if it's not your name? If it's not the name she gave you?
No, you got to turn down. You got to turn down your thing in the background. There you go.
I'm on my headphones, Mark. Like I was already prepared. Okay. You might be hearing the background cars going by. But anyway,
okay.
I know we don't have a whole lot of time, right?
What's on your mind?
So there's a lot of things on my mind. First and foremost, right?
Mm-hmm.
I became a flat earther in 2017, at the very end of 2017. Okay? And that itself is kind of like a story. And if you know anything about my background, I was in intelligence in the Marine Corps. I did 9 years in the Marine Corps. I did 6 years in the Army. I was in intelligence. So there were always things that I was privy to, knowledge about how the world works that never made any sense.
Okay.
But I was programmed just like everybody else is, right? So I didn't pay it a whole lot of attention. I heard, about B.O.B. and Kyrie Irving and stuff. But I was like, really? They really think that? It wasn't until one day, there was a guy called Tommy Sotomayor, who was very controversial. I'm a black man, in case you can't tell.
I can tell, but go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, man. And I went to school with Rick Ross, believe it or not. I played football with him. But anyway.
Oh, cool.
I'm from Carol City, man. Like, I'm from the ghetto. But I've always been very intelligent and studious, and I've always loved the Most High. So there were always things that didn't make sense about what they were telling me, how the world worked, and how that I actually saw that it operated. Because it's interesting to me to listen to you people talk about it. Not just you people, but everybody in general. You really have no idea how crooked this nation is. You have no idea how evil these people are. I got to see that firsthand. I had a top secret SCI clearance. So yeah, this conversation may get cut off. I'm not going to say too much because I know it's a call-in show.
No, I gotcha. And I'd love to actually talk to you about it off air, if possible. I mean, because this sounds like a longer conversation.
Absolutely. We can have it. But yeah, so I'm a first-time caller, so let me jump straight to the point. I'm a first-time caller.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a long-time listener, but like I said, I got in 2017. Right before YouTube started clamping down.
Sure.
And one of the first things that I saw on there was your Flat Earth Clues.
Cool.
And by then I had already my mind was already like scrambled. Because for those of us that remember what that moment was like just learning about it. But look, here's the thing. It only took me 2 weeks. It takes people years. It took me literally 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
For me to know that I had been lied to for all my life. Because like I said, nothing ever made sense. But the bone I have to pick with you, Mark, is this. I was feeling so desperately lonely. Like, if you can take yourself back to that moment, especially somebody like me. I was desperately lonely, and I needed to reach out to somebody, and I called you. And Mark, you never responded.
What?
Wait,
did
you?
It's okay. The same thing happened.
It's
okay.
Was it? Did you call me on the phone?
Man, I called you on the phone. Look, like I said, I was in intelligence. I am a researcher by nature, right? I joined the Marine Corps at 17. But I've always been very studious and intellectual about things, and in order to really accomplish that, being in intelligence taught me how to do real research. Like, a lot of people think doing research is doing a Google search.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that being the first level of it, but research implies diving. It literally means research. It means to research. Right. Not just to search and then say that whatever.
Hate to do this to you, but you're kind of meandering around a point here, and I'm not exactly sure you can get to it, and it is a call-in show. So tell you what. Nope. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute you because I'm going to have you call me outside of normal hours. And by the way, I'd do this to anybody. So my phone number, anyone can come out and reach me, is 303-494-6631. It's not a secret phone number. It's posted in the description box of every single thing that I make. So please, if you want to talk offline, again, I appreciate where you're going with this, man, but it sounds like it's going to take another 6 minutes to get there, and we just don't have the time. So moving on.
Hey,
Next
great
one
call, though. Great call. And
oh no, I like the call. No question.
Ty is guiding us, and what I was hearing is that he got relief, and that's what happens to a lot of people once they accept that the Earth might not be what we were taught. It does give you relief, and you're not lonely anymore because your Father or the heavenly possibilities are right above us.
Well done. Thank you, DJ. And again, I was not trying to. Yes, thank you, Peanut, for sending me a text right away to make sure it worked. And again, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but every once in a while, you gotta get to the point. And I will call you out. I will call you out for looping. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's good for the callers just to know anyway. So
yeah,
you can jump right into your stuff whenever you want. Quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, during a call-in show, you can't open up with something like, and he didn't do it, which is like, well, I've got 4 or 5 points I got to make. It's like, oh, no. It's a call-in show. You want to do that? You can talk to me off hours, and I'll take your call.
He sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm willing to talk to him. Can't wait. Intelligence officer, Army, love to talk to him. So please, please call me.
Up next, I was thinking.
Yes, who?
Who
do you want?
9 would be fun. Is that on there? It says Sandra from Cannon City.
Oh yeah, I got her. Hang on. Here we go. Ready? 719. Here we go. 719 per request of DJ Curious. You're on.
Hello.
So don't screw up. Hi.
I'll try not to screw up. Hi Mark. Hi Peanut. Hi DJ. How are you doing?
What's up?
Good.
So I told DJ I would call in yesterday, but something happened to me today that I have to share with Mark. So I am a writer, and I go to writing conferences, and I knew this guy for, 14 years now. He's a writer, and we were talking today, and he slipped that he's a flat earther. And I have been quiet about it because you don't talk about that in your professional whatevers. And we had a 2-hour-long conversation, and he said, Mark, that he called you back in 2017. Oh, no. Did he call you or email you back in 2017, and you guys had a really good conversation. And I just want to share that with you. His name is Del Stacker. And
awesome.
When we were reading the chat, people said there's not a flat earth community, but there really is. And there's sometimes just right under our noses. So for 14 years, I had no idea. Well, it was 14 years. Yeah. So
we
cool.
live amongst you. Yeah. No. Again, we don't have. I mean, yeah. Every once in a while, you'll see a bumper sticker or a T-shirt, or an armband. But yeah, we don't really have a compound, or a Bible or chanting. Well, I mean, there's some, but those are special things. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that I know that when I first learned about Flat Earth, I pastored it on my Facebook page, and everybody from my childhood said, she's lost her marbles. So, but then people DM me and they said, hey, I'm Flat Earth too, but they wouldn't come out and say it. So I learned not to say it so much. But yeah.
Well, again, you heard, in my clues, which I referenced the 1999 movie Fight Club. The first rule of Flat Club is you don't talk about Flat Club. You just don't do it, because people, again, you don't know unless you know your audience. I mean, if you're pretty close with somebody, it all comes down to their patriotism. Again, if when you mention the Americans and the moon landing, and a tear rolls down their face, a single tear, and they look up and they go, those brave boys. If you ever see that, don't do it. There's no point. But everybody else is fair game. I just tell people, I go, look, talk about the moon landing first. That's fairly trendy. And then see where they go from there. But if it's like, oh no, my grandfather worked for NASA. I was like, well, have a nice day. That'd be about it.
Yeah.
My turn.
This is all I had to say. So you guys have a great night. And DJ, you're doing a fabulous job.
Hey, don't.
Wait. DJ wants to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Andrea, that was a cool story. Thank you for sharing with us. It always feels good when you make a friend, and then a friend on this level where it's like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And it is right. It's hard to talk about with our friends that are some of our close friends or colleagues. So that was really cool. And I love you and everyone that's listening. I met her at the last year's conference. So if you're thinking about going, don't think about it. Go have a good time. Make friends with people who think and are feeling what you're feeling. And everyone can keep an eye out, guys. We just want the truth.
Yeah. I love you, DJ.
Love you too.
And you're okay, Mark.
Thanks.
Mark,
Thanks. Don't give me any favors. You know what? I'm muting you. Bye. All right, there you go. Do you see what I see? It's flat underneath the dome. I don't know where to go with that. Let's Jay, other requests for me? DJ?
Let's see. This font is so tiny. Oh my goodness. Jerome, he didn't get to call in last week, so let's do Jerome.
Wow, good memory. 518 Jerome per DJ. Curious request.
Hey, Mark. Peanut. What's up, Deeds? This Jerome, bro. What's good?
Bro, what's up? So happy to hear you.
What's going on with you? How y'all doing tonight?
Doing good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all brought up the electoral college. Everybody's freaking out about who they voting for as president and vice president.
Right.
And the populace really doesn't matter. Because like you said, the electoral college runs the show.
So true, yeah. Because even if everyone votes one way and the people at the top don't like it, they can do whatever they want at that point with the electoral college.
Yeah.
And,
they did
it with Hillary.
Go ahead.
They did it with
Yeah,
Hillary.
yeah, you're right. They did it with Hillary. Yeah.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Me myself, I'm like, okay, and I stopped voting back in 2008. So, but anyway,
got it.
Yeah. You know, because it's just a sad tale. And by the way, everybody's crying democracy, democracy, democracy. It's about to be in peril. We were never a democracy. The United States is a republic.
Right, constitutional republic, by the people, for the people.
Exactly. Yep. So now I see it as a fascist, socialist type entity. Well, it's never going to work.
No.
So, I just wanted to shout out to the holler because I didn't get a chance to holler at y'all last week. Did you coming to South Carolina?
I'm going to try to make it, I promise. I would love to see you again.
Don't try, goddammit. Don't try. Get your ass there.
I just
bring the coat of confidence.
Oh, I need to let you wear it.
No. I got the NASA suit to wear, bro. You deserve a coat. I got the NASA jumpsuit.
You know what's so funny? Nice. Last time, you know what happened to me? Actually, really funny story, real quick, is like I was wearing the coat all through the casino, and some woman who barely spoke English just came up to me with like tears in her eyes and was thanking me, and she didn't have a lanyard on. So I was like, I think she thinks I'm a real doctor, and I think she was trying to say like whatever I did during COVID or whatever. I'm like, okay, thanks, bye, gotta go. I didn't try to convince her. Other kids ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when we were standing in the foyer where they was doing all the selling of the products and stuff like this, and there was those 4 blonde girls standing there, and Deej came out of the conference to walk out to the hallway. You remember that?
Yes, I do. I do.
She was like, "Who is that?"
I know.
I know. Fell out laughing. I was like, "Oh no, Deej got problems tonight."
Yeah. I had friends like this in high school, and I was pretty cute in high school. But I had friends. One of them became an international model, and I would hang out with these guys, and I was invisible, absolutely freaking invisible.
Yeah, but I see you, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark.
All right, hey, I gotta let you go, Jerome, because I want to pick up one call before the break. Okay.
Thanks,
all
Jerome.
Right, man, I had some shout outs, but I'll see them next week. Hey, y'all take it easy. Have a nice evening.
All right. Talk soon. Talk soon, man. Bye. We're going to pick up Alex real quick. Alex, we'll give you a couple of minutes because you're fairly quick. Unless you've been drinking, then you're not. So what's happening?
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Nice.
Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you.
That's very good. No one's actually sung me those lyrics, I think, ever in my life. By the way, he's quoting 2001: A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece from 1968.
Without your space helmet, Dave, you're going to find that rather difficult. Mark,
this is an awesome movie.
So
can
good.
serve no purposes anymore.
Did you just watch this, or are you reading quotes?
I'm reading quotes. It's only because that guy. It's only because that guy in the chat earlier was like we were trying to spot like who's like if it's an AI, you call it a subroutine of So like here's the thing, like everybody out there listening, like when you're looking at trolls, if they don't have any sense of humor in their responses in the chats or whatever, if they don't have any original content, there's a very high likelihood that they are not real.
Right.
And that's the thing that I hope that everyone gets, like with this, is because like most of us, like at least in this community, we have a sense of humor, even if it's not the greatest sense of humor. At least they're making a joke, and some of these cats are just regurgitating. I say cats, but it's probably AI, and they're just saying they're regurgitating the heliocentric backtrack of what is already out there, and they'll just say the same things. If they don't say anything funny, they're fuck all. That's what it is.
Right.
And
I agree.
We went through that whole thing earlier in the chat tonight. I'll keep it short, but like it was like dudes did not say anything original. He just or dude or her or whatever that thing was, and then we traced it back to the account, and there's no content on their account or whatever. Just remember, if they can't make a joke with you in chats or anything else, it's very likely that they're not even real, and that's pretty much all it is.
I agree.
Hey,
even though the channel said that, oh yeah, she was a retired Canadian military person. That's like, okay, that drives an electric car. But it's like the channel name, I think it was EAS, which I'm sure she's going to get a thrill of that we're mentioning. Any shout outs, Alex? Or are you just going to hang up on
shout outs to everybody, the whole community. Shout outs to the sombrero, to Peanut, DJ, and like everything else. Also I just want to say this. I know that you and DJ were planning to disconnect me. And I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen. I could see you lip syncing through your helmets.
Nice. And you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to mute you. Oh, I had to do it.
Oh my God, so funny.
But no. He can. Well,
hey,
I don't like
books that
I don't
read
like
2001.
You what?
One of the first books I ever read was 2001.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great story. I mean, I love Stanley. Wait, it was Stanley Kubrick, right? Yeah, it was Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, you did a wonderful job. And yes, shout out to Nicole, Alex's better half.
Sweet, we love you, Nicole.
Yeah, we love you, Nicole.
But you know did you ever get into 3001, which was Stanley Kubrick's later novels, and it was a follow-up to 2001. Do you know anything about?
Nope, nothing.
See, when I was
go ahead.
Yeah, back in like 80s, early 90s, I was so into futurism and very much loved sci-fi, and so this book kind of was hitting. 2001 was a little boring. In 2010, I couldn't even really get into, but then 3001, Frank Poole gets thawed out in the year 3001, kind of like Futurama, but This was Arthur C. Clarke. That's why I meant not Stanley Kubrick. Arthur C. Clarke's one of his final books, and it just kind of talked about what the future could be like, and it really did make it seem like a utopian society. So interesting, but really sad now because I don't think if space might not be real anymore. So not really going to go back to that, but at the time
I'm gonna look into it per your recommendation.
It was interesting, yeah. There were these elevators that went from the Earth's surface to the moon. And they try to act like they're going to do that someday. Well, I'd love to see it. Please, let's go there. Let's see. I'm open to it, guys. Build that elevator.
Nice. We are going to our final break, and when we come back, we're going to take more of your phone calls. So, here we go. burger commercial.
Alpha 33, target is on property, approaching food trailer. Engage Delta 9. Roger. Alpha 33 descending.
Hey, I know you.
They might be listening.
CIA?
Maybe.
Aliens?
Probably?
Globalists?
Definitely. I may have already said too much.
We have what you need.
Really?
It's flat
I'm listening.
and round
Go on.
and delicious.
Tell me the secret.
Did I? Oh, sorry. Burger. I don't think I have. That sounds delicious, though.
I see the truth in it.
I thought you might.
This truly is a special place.
Yeah, we like to think so.
Will you be here tomorrow?
We move around quite a bit.
Ah, a mobile command center. A strong strategy. I like where you're
Ah.
at.
Anything else?
If I had to do it again, I'd wear a
never
different
here.
jacket. And I wouldn't wear tactical gloves. And then the picnic table right behind, that's where Rick was standing with the holding the pole up with the light. Yeah. Yeah, that smoke. That is cigarette smoke that Rick Hummer was blowing in my face.
Package intercepted. Copy that, Alpha 33. Come on back, let's eat.
I wonder if the Boltons still watch this show. Jenny, if you're listening, email me. I want to know if you're still watching this to make sure we're still running the commercial. That's Jenny. That's Jenny. She was my best friend. Oh, wait. We're coming back. Welcome back to Strange World, part 4. It's you, me, the delightful DJ Curious from Los Angeles. And yeah, Peanut Gallery. People wondering, so why do you call him Peanut? Well, that's an old reference from Peanut Gallery, from, if I'm not mistaken, the Howdy Doody show. And Peanut could probably tell me what year that ran from, because that was a long time running kids show. And they had this audience. You know, this kids audience, one of the first live studio audiences, and it was all freaking kids. And I'm pretty sure they called them the Peanut Gallery. Wow, it started in 1947. That was even earlier than I thought. I always thought till 1960. That is a long-running show for back in the day. In 1947, that would have been the years when 1 in every 10 households even had a TV, maybe. But by 1960, everybody had one. Right. 1947. Yeah, you had to be rich in 1947 to have a TV. And there was the word of what, 2 networks maybe back in 1947? Okay, phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Nothing odd about that number. And, hey, it's on the screen, so I don't even have to keep reading it because it's right there. It's been next to my name the entire time. And my home phone number, if you want to call me on this cell phone right here, is 303-494-66. Yeah, it is not. No, that's my OnlyFans number. No, it's 303-494-6631, 303-494-6631, and DJ's OnlyFans page is called DJ Curious Blue, so you can look that up if you get a chance.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Saucy. Me likey.
You don't want to know what you're gonna find.
Nope. Oh, I do. Okay, let's see. Who should we pick up? You know what? Let's go to New Mexico, because we haven't put. He's been on hold for 95 minutes. Dedicated person. New Mexico. Hey, used to be old Mexico, but then America happened. So what's happening?
Would you like to play a game?
Oh my God. Okay, so everybody's going to do an AI thing. And yes, thank you. That was War Games, Matthew Broderick, and Ali Sheedy, I believe.
Yeah.
And Dabney Coleman as the bad guy living in the Cheyenne Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You know, and Mark, that must bring good memories up for you, because you're really into computers, especially in those early days. And that's when video games were just like, wow, they were kind of an underground thing, a new thing. So there was always like this whole mystique about it. I remember from that whole era. But I will recommend a book for you if you get a chance. In fact, you could probably download a PDF of it for free. There's a wonderful book on it called Halcyon Days, which was about the early programmers, where the future was just freaking wide open. And it's more specifically, Nolan Bushnell, the guy that he was a friend of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. And he's like, hey, I remember there's a story where he went to them and it's like, hey, what are you guys working on? It's like, well, we're working on this, like a keyboard thing that you hook up to your, like a television monitor, and it does things like word processing and stuff. And they wanted to hire him. And he said, no, he goes, I'm thinking about doing like a console gaming type thing. And he was the guy that created Atari, the Atari 2600 system. And then he sold it for gobs of money. And then you know what he did with his money? He was the guy that founded Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theater. It's like, we got to have an arcade for kids to go to. And of course, then that market went completely bust and he lost his freaking shirt on it.
He totally cashed out.
Go ahead,
me
DJ.
And my family then, because we were all about Chuck E. Cheese after any open house. I had Atari. I got Atari from the garage sale, the whole box set, and all these games for $20. It was amazing.
Nice. The Atari 2600 sold a ton of consoles. My friend had one. I went straight to the ColecoVision, but Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theater, it was a disappointment for me because, yes, there was a couple in the Seattle area, but they had, you couldn't go in without a parent. You had to be a minimum age. And so, because they didn't want the bad element in there. So you had to have parents as escorts. The parents didn't want to play games. So it was, but I loved it. Loved it a lot. So anyway, Halcyon Days, if you get a chance, read it. Some wonderful stories in there about the guys that created the early stuff and how they were just experimenting. There was no rule book. They were just making it up as they went along. So a lot of fun.
I'm glad I got to experience
thank you for that.
The what?
I'm so glad I got to experience arcades. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, arcades were wonderful. So absolutely freaking wonderful. Again, when you would pump, I remember the early, I'm old enough, Peanut remembers, where the early arcades, when they first came out, were nothing but just walls and walls of Space Invaders machines. Because that was like one of the first consoles to come out. And people were happy playing it. There were no choices. It was just Space Invaders. Okay, sure. Let's just do that.
I played a lot of Street Fighter, The Simpsons, racing.
Nice.
X-Men, Ninja Turtles.
I was Pac-Man and Battlezone, Galaga, or Galaga, however you want to say it. Tempest, of course, Asteroids. My uncle bought a table, a bar, sit down, play across from each other Asteroids game, where the game would automatically flip depending on what side you were playing on, so you could play head to head. Oh, that was so fun. I looked forward to going over there. Yep, Star Wars X-Wing. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
No.
What else is going on?
No, this is great. No, and I always was going to ask you that too. It's been a long-term question because I pegged you to be a ColecoVision guy because there weren't many.
That was like
No.
you had to be in the right year at the right time. There was only one kid that I knew. Everybody else was 2600.
I was
funny.
I'm sorry. What was that, Peanut? Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah. Most of the kids had Atari 2600. Some kids had Intellivision, but I was the only kid I knew that had a ColecoVision, and I played that thing to freaking death. Oh my God, I love that thing. I bought all the extra controllers for it and all the add-ons. And well, here's some side note for you. You're gonna love this, right? So people think that like Coleco was just like all the other Japanese companies, right? Coleco, like Bandai and the people that, the Nintendo and all those guys, right? Coleco was not a Japanese company at all. You know what Coleco stands for? Connecticut Leather Company. It was a leather company in the U.S. that just got lucky. There was a guy in there that was interested in electronics, and he's like, hey, this console thing might work out. Maybe we should make something, right? And they put it in, and ColecoVision did really well, and then they were one of the first people, even before Apple did their thing, they came out with the Atom computer system. Look that up. And it was a freaking dog, and it sunk them. And their entire electronics division was destroyed, and they went back to making leather products. And that was the end of it. It was like, wow. Go figure.
So sad.
Sad, but they had their mark in history. You can still go on eBay and find ColecoVisions all day long, and they still play. They still work. But that's the other thing, which is, like you were saying, the Atari 2600s, I mean, they're 40 years old, 50 years old. You can plug them in right now if you have a set to plug them into.
Dude.
And now you get adapters. They'll work.
What did you think of when Nintendo came out, like Mario?
I missed it because that was my early days of college, so I went straight from ColecoVision to Super Nintendo.
Oh, no way. Okay, so it's original Nintendo from like grassroots.
My friends that had original Nintendo were absolutely addicted to it.
Yeah.
I remember the arcade version of that, but the Super Nintendo for me was another one where I played it to death, got rid of it, got another one, and played that some more. Because you could go to Toys R Us back when that was a thing, and buy cartridges for fairly cheap from Toys R Us, or rent them, I think, in some cases. But anyway, lots of fun. Anyway, what else you got? Sorry, I'm digressing too much. I'm taking too much time. What's happening?
No, this is fantastic. We all love hearing about what we all played. No, it's amazing. Thanks for taking me down memory road with all that. And no, go ahead.
Well, Mark's
I wanted it.
Like,
so go ahead, DJ.
I was going to say, Mark, you shared with us that you were like a diabolical Pac-Man player last week, and I thought that was like one of the highlights of the whole show. So I'm not surprised about reminiscing. That's what we're doing about this era of technology as we've seen it kind of take over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I miss it.
And, one thing I wanted to get in there, just not to change too harshly here, but, August 6th, 79 years from supposedly Hiroshima. And, this could go down a lot of roads because I know a lot of people in the truther community have stronger feelings about nuclear bombs, what they really are. Right. I think something went off, that's for sure. But what always got me were the shadows of the dead people that I saw pictures on the wall. Like, I wonder, what was that all about? I don't know if that's one thing that kind of struck me.
As being illegitimate or haunting.
Maybe both, but maybe more haunting about it. And I just, I never really looked into it, but I don't know. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for me, and I know that, again, there's people in our community, lots of them actually, that that don't believe that fission weapons were possible. I like the whole concept of fission weapons. I always have, because it's very, very simple, which is you break the bonds of unstable molecules and release massive amounts of energy. And you do that by crushing those bonds, and the way they came up with it was ingenious. And if that is true, now again, regardless what you believe or not, we still have very, very big explosives. If you don't think they are tied to fission weapons, hey, fine, I believe in it. It's not in my top 10 things to think about on any given day. But if they are fission weapons, then yes, a blast of that magnitude would vaporize things. Could it have been a little hyped up to where it's like, okay, you have shadows on the sides of buildings in the shapes of people? Possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know. But I can tell you that I'm a big believer in fission weapons. And it's just the concept resonates with me. Yeah, and what Peanut was saying is says whether you believe it or not, the initial flash from the blast is extremely bright compared to conventional explosives. I mean, conventional explosives, don't get me wrong, they're really big, but if you take if you watch, again, I recommend the documentary narrated by Bill Shatner called Trinity and Beyond, which when they initially did a test, they literally did 1,000 tons of TNT, put it in a pile, and touched it off. And yeah, it was a nice explosion, to be sure, but it didn't have that pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have the big light show that went with it. And that's what I kind of dig into. So sorry, there you go.
Yeah, no. Thanks for the insight. I just it's not a topic that we share a lot, and it's good to hear what everybody's thinking about that, because it's hard to find anything on it. I'll let you guys go to the other calls, but DJ, you mentioned the water powered cars. It's always a fun thing for me too, and I think there was a movie I saw not too long ago. I can't remember what it was, but it was probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and there was something in history about this car driving on water, and I guess I think it was actually in New Mexico, that he drove from like a really far place. And of course, we were always hearing these stories about how these guys don't live very long.
So, or they're just taken out of the public light. I mean, they go to the local paper. Usually, it's a local paper, and they say, "Look what I built!" And the next thing you know, there's somebody at our door. It's like, get on it. And now with the internet, now it's even faster. Go ahead, DJ.
No, that was a great call. It's always a pleasure. It's fun.
Gotta let you go, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Mark and Jessica in Santa Fe, Jerome, Zulu 1, Jesse and Brittany, Amy in Syracuse, Flat Earth, Matt and Temple, Jan in Dallas, of course, Mark, DJ, and Peanut. Keep it flat, everybody. God bless you guys.
Have a good one.
Laters.
Bye. Let's pick up. I'm going to pick up a new one. I haven't seen this one before. 724. I'm skipping over a few. 724 out of Pennsylvania, possibly. What's happening?
Hello.
Uh-oh. Hello. Who are you? And why do I care?
My name is Kristen. Well, I called you. You said to call you, so I did.
Nice. But this is not my home phone number, but go ahead.
Well, I'm calling out of Western Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
And my neighborhood is like right where the assassination attempt happened.
Would this be New Kensington?
I actually live in a place called. Well, I don't want to say exactly where my location is. It's.
Oh, that's okay. It's going to take a while for our drone to get there, but go ahead.
Well, I don't mean for you guys.
But doing what I'm doing, putting my face onto this.
Well,
go ahead.
You're braver than I am.
I'm an idiot.
I just wanted to. There's, what happens locally and what the local media says about what went down is so vastly different from what the mainstream media, like the national news, is saying. It's unreal. Like, there's so much disinformation going on, and there's so many conspiracies going on, and none of it is like actually what's really happening. And I find that so weird.
Oy. Are we surprised?
Yeah. Is it weird, or come on? Do you kind of picking up on the nothing? The late Carrie Fisher, who said that if it's on television, it's not real, or it's hardly ever true.
Absolutely, but it's not even that. It's like even like people mean well, and people looking for truth mean so well, but some things like everybody's getting wrong. I'm like, well, I'm sitting here like.
Example.
Go ahead.
Well, like the firefighter. The firefighter was a real guy. My brother went to school with his daughter. Okay.
Okay.
He was real. He's really dead. People really die in these things. And
yes. I agree.
They will kill you. Now, was Trump actually hit with a bullet? I don't know. I'm not here to make that argument. I wasn't there. I know people who were there, but people did die. People did get shot. And that wasn't an accident. That was fully on purpose. I know people who were at that rally. People were warning the Secret Service and the local police that guy was walking around, and they were completely ignored. And I'm sitting here like, there's no way that this wasn't on purpose. And then when they were
Sure.
going to run Shapiro as VP, I was like, well, there it is right there. And then I was like, I really hope Shapiro doesn't get to be VP because, listen, I'm not happy with the way that my area is being run at all.
Yeah,
I don't like
I gotcha.
the rules that they're putting in. I don't like how it costs me $250 to get my kid an antibiotic for an ear infection, but they have free Narcan vending machines on the street corner. It's like everything is so backwards. Like the kids
I
can't
agree.
get what they need, but we're catering to the grown-ass men who should be taking care of their kids. It's just weird to me. But I just wanted to share that.
Well, thank you.
I know that, like I said, people mean so well, and there's a lot of people saying like people weren't shot, but people were, and I think that people need to know that when they want to run a propaganda, whether it's true or not, listen, they'll kill you for views. They really will.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Good point.
It's like you just got to be in the way.
I've said it on a number of occasions. Social media is now it's not just the new currency, it's the new credibility. It's everything all in one package. And we've got generations of people coming up behind us. Not some of the younger millennials and all of Gen Z, and God help us what happens with Gen Alpha. That yes, what you're just saying there, that's what they believe in. Why wouldn't they? It's being shown to them, which is why I'm rooting for the biggest YouTube channel in the world, Mr. Beast, to go down in a pile of molten metal, because
and that's another thing that is driving me up a wall because of that person that works with Mr. Beast, and they're insisting that you call him a girl, but I cannot realistically call somebody a woman who was sending minors dick pics. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
You were sending pictures of your penis. I'm not calling you a girl because girls don't have penises. It's very simple.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
Regardless
I
of
hear
your
you.
gender identity, a predator is still a predator, no matter what clothes it has on. You can put a dress on, you're still a pervert.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, now I'm going to get kicked off YouTube again.
No, it's okay. Hey, before I let you go though, I do want to ask, have you been listening to the show long? Because I don't remember ever talking to you.
Well, I listen to it on Zulu. I love Zulu. I love Zulu's channel, so I watch you guys on Zulu. You didn't ever talk to me before. This is my first time I've ever called in. But I watch on Zulu's channel because the people that I talk to on the other thing Zulu does are in the chat, and I like to chat.
Yeah.
And I like to share my opinion.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate the truth. I like to tell people the truth.
Good.
Expose it, girl. Expose it.
Wonderful. All right. Hey, I got to let you go. Any other shout outs? Obviously, other than Zulu 1, who doesn't need the free press, but go ahead.
Tony Coriolis, 16 Al Fav, and Lowry, and Nicole, and all those guys.
Wow. Wonderful. Well, thank you. Yeah, you left out Peanut, but that's okay. He won't. He won't take it
Well, I
personally.
don't know Peanut, but hello, Peanut. It's very nice to meet you. Oh, and I also called because you said that DJ was cute, and I also thought so.
Oh, hey girl.
Wow.
Love you.
Yep, DJ, my future ex-boyfriend. Okay, hey, I got to let you go, but thank you for calling, okay?
Super interesting.
All right, have a good one. Bye-bye. All right, last but not least, because we are running out of time, we're going to go to 845, and I think the show is actually going pretty well. And again, chat room or email, please let me know. I think we fixed the sound sync issues. It took us a little while. Peanut and I were working on it this afternoon. DJ jumped in. 845, here we go. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. With DJ Curious.
Nice. New York. Nice. Happy hot birthday, DJ.
Peanut said, "Where's my vagabond shoes?" Wait a minute, it's not your birthday today, is it? No, it's not. It's not yet.
It's coming though. I was just throwing it out there. That's all.
No, it's what like Meg Ryan in When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 40 in 7 years. Yeah, but it's out there.
He'll be 40 at some point, right?
Yeah.
Too funny. Yeah. Good
Peanut
call.
was asking where did you say vagabond shoes?
Oh, vagabond shoes. Sorry.
There we go. They're longing to stray. He can't hear you, but I can hear you. Oh, the callers can hear you?
Yeah, we can hear him.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, what?
Be a
You
part
didn't hear
of
the
it.
things he said about you? Yeah, we could hear him.
So, hey, did you enjoy your shout out?
Yes, very good, very good, very good, very pleased. It was a very good show, good calls, and I was very impressed with Kristen. Kristen's been around for a while, and I don't even want to diss her, but she's can be aggressive, like with us, because she's just one of the crew, so she says whatever fuck's on her mind. And I thought that was a very good intellectual call. Sorry, I'm not daddy or anything, giving her a grade, but I just thought it was a good call.
Jerome
was cool, and I always forget New Mexico. What the fuck, man? I don't know why I can't remember his name.
It's John.
John.
That's
I don't know what my problem is.
John in New Mexico. Wait, I never call him John on the show. I just say New Mexico.
Because
it's not a real place. It's like Narnia.
Yes.
Or Mordor.
It's worse than Old
Hey,
Mexico.
Look, trivia was fun last Friday.
You enjoyed it? Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm glad I made it.
I have a lot of fun with that. You guys definitely helped me wind down my week, and just laugh and stuff.
They don't know. You've got a fun little trivia show every now and then, and tell them about your show so people can come hang out. It's just flat earthers hanging out, playing games.
Yeah, every Friday at 8:30 I do happy hour trivia. Get a beverage or a smoke or whatever you do, and come and hang out and try and answer some questions. And I always, if the winner would like, they can email me and I mail them a gift. Just something flat earth.
Hey, tell Mark what movie it was. He probably has some idea.
Oh, we did Terminator 3. I'm doing the Terminator series.
And you should.
Yeah, Arnold.
Oh
What was
yeah,
that,
we were
DJ?
going to do Christian Bale Terminator this week, and I'm hesitant because that was my least favorite.
Yeah, I stopped after 3.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I
the point-
can't help myself.
Let's see if Mark can get this question right. Okay, so Zula, do you remember the question that I got right about what body part changed that the Terminator changed when they pulled over? Mark, do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. It was her boobs. She enlarged them by like 2 cup sizes.
Yeah.
That was the trivia question I got right.
And he killed it.
Yeah.
He killed it. That was funny.
It was a good move. They added some humor to that show, which they had never done before. And James Cameron, who didn't direct, would have never allowed it. But Arnold put in a lot of his own money into that movie.
Yeah.
And so he had some say there. And of course, Arnold was going to do a boob joke. It was funny. Hey, we got to wrap this thing up. So what do you got, Zulu? You got a quote? You got a shout out?
Yeah. Let me finish the shout out. So the Marine Corps guy, I want to hear him, but damn, dude, that mic was brutal to listen to. I couldn't understand most of it, and I do want to hear him.
I know.
John, Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer, Karen B, Ice Queen, NDB, BST, Peanut, Jerome, almost forgot Jerome, Flat City, September 13th. I don't think you did do the promo. You were saying New York or something. And BST is tomorrow at 4:20. May or may not go down. Half of the show will be on an airplane, so we'll see how that works out.
All right.
I have a quote.
What is it?
You're never wrong for doing the right thing, but I would add that doing the right thing often takes great courage and integrity. When I think about crucial leadership qualities, courage and integrity top the list. Do we really have that coming? Is that our election? Come on.
Don't know.
What a joke.
All
That
I can
was
tell you
Mark
is do the
Twain, by
right
the way.
thing. Very nice. Do the right thing. Spike Lee, I believe it was 1989. Wonderful show on racism. Spike Lee put him on the map. Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to wrap this up. We're going to be here next week. Same
Oh,
flat
shout
time.
out to
Same
DJ.
flat.
Almost forgot. Sorry.
Hey, love you, Zulu.
Same
Love you
flat
too, man.
channel. Say goodnight, DJ.
Good night.
That's it? That's all we got
I
for
mean,
you?
last time I said so long, farewell, Afida saying adieu.
I see. I like that. I think that should be your I think that should be your standard sign off. Seriously, that's so classy. It's way better than us.
Oh, okay.
Us common people.
Yeah.
Mere mortals.
It's like listening to through gruel.
Exactly. Nice Archer reference.
Archer, baby.
Hey, Archer, baby. Say goodnight, Zulu.
Good night, Zulu. And thank
Perfect.
you, DJ, for putting Zulu on your glasses. That was fucking cool.
Hey, it says hi, Zulu.
Nice. Although the L looks kind of funny. It looks like Zucku, which would make sense because that sounds Mexican, and everybody knows that Zulu is Mexican.
Absolutely.
Peanut smoked some cigarettes, and that's it. Roll credits, hot sex. Here's Alex Lowry, who we love.
Hot sex.
And hey.
ever been. Wound up chasing stars all over again. There's words for what you got, what you have, and what you'll ever need. Love so many nights, so many nights, so many ways to believe.
Paige needs to get into her PJs with her cup of cocoa and her 6 marshmallows. Night, Mark.
Poltergeist, I recommend. It's people when they see the flat Earth. Hey, that's Karen. I know, right?
Mike Jack. Jack.
You realize it's the same link every week. It never changes.
Yeah, I know. I should paste it somewhere, I think.
And that's the flag that Peanut helped design. Because that's my face. Oh, that's true. That's my fat face. I know. That's me at 2:36. Yikes. Oh, well. I could get away with it. But my joints weren't. And that's the Soviet Union sign-off. Didn't last as long as we thought it would. There's still Russia. And then my sister's dog.
Hello,
Bam! Okay, we're done.